After Star vs. the Forces of Evil ended, I immediately started looking for a new cartoon to get overly invested in. I saw some people on Reddit talking about Disney XD's new show called Amphibia, and decided to check it out. Now after having watched the entire first season, I can say with confidence that this show definitely has potential. The show follows Anne Boonchoy, a human girl who has been mysteriously transported to a land of oversized, talking frogs called Amphibia. Although at first mistaken for a monster, she quickly gains the trust of Sprig Planter. Sprig convinces his family to let Anne move in with them, while she tries to find a way back home. I must say the whole human kid finds himself in a strange place and spends the whole series trying to return home story isn't that creative and has been used a lot in cartoons recently, but luckily I haven't gotten tired of it yet. The best way to describe the first season of Amphibia is it felt very first season-y. Most of the season consisted of very low-stakes, slice-of-life episodes, which served the purpose of world-building and introducing characters. Honestly, this isn't my cup of tea. From reading posts on the Amphibia subreddit, I understand there are many people out there who are super invested in Wartwood and all of the townspeople, but that ain't me. I'm here for the action, plot, and mystery, which I'm happy to announce Amphibia does have. Unfortunately for me, that stuff is very few and far between throughout the entirety of the first season. I'd say 95% of the show is a bright, cheery, cookie-cutter kids cartoon, and then out of nowhere the ominous music starts playing, and they show some other human girl was transported to Amphibia, and she has been imprisoned by evil toads, and you're just like, oh, okay, cool. Now don't get me wrong, when I say I'm not super invested in the daily lives of the frogs in Wartwood, that's not me saying I dislike the characters. Of course I like them. If I didn't, I wouldn't be watching the show. It's just not my primary interest. A lot of the slice of life episodes felt very familiar to me, and weren't all that interesting. The humor is funny, but predictable. The morals are solid, but predictable. The solution to the problem is clever, but predictable. Nothing really ever caught me off guard, and yes, I know the reason is because I'm a college student watching a kids show. I'm sure if someone in the target age range were to watch this show, they would see no problem with the writing. Just be aware that if you are an older viewer, the writing is solid, but it isn't anything groundbreaking. What Amphibia lacks for most of Season 1, it makes up for right at the end. The finale is incredible. Remember the action, plot, and mystery that I talked about earlier? Yeah, this episode had it all, and I loved every second of it. The Season 1 finale is easily my favorite episode of Amphibia so far. It's safe to say that this episode is Amphibia's Not What He Seems or Storm the Castle, for those of you who have watched Gravity Falls or Star vs. the Forces of Evil. If the ending of Season 1 is any indication of what's to come from Amphibia, then I will definitely be tuning into Season 2, and so should you.